Good morning, everyone, and thank you for your patience. Also up here in the front, we have Major Jack Simpson and Captain Andy Lane, who oversee our criminal investigations here at the Harford County Sheriff's Office. To begin this morning, I want to thank everyone, the media, our community, for their continued messages of care and concern for Lieutenant Robert Burgess, our deputy who was injured on yesterday's event on 95 while attempting to stop a fleeing criminal who was endangering the lives of other drivers and citizens. Last night I visited with Lieutenant Burgess at University Hospital, where he was under the care of Dr. Scalia and the staff at the Shock Trauma Center. I had the opportunity to talk to the lieutenant and share with him many of our community's thoughts, prayers, and comments, him and his family, and wishes for a speedy and full recovery. As I said yesterday, he understands it, and we all understand it very clearly. He is very lucky to be alive, and he's going to have a very long road to recovery, but I'm encouraged by his good spirits, his family support around him, all things considered. I'm also appreciative of our Deputy Sheriff's Union, Jerry Eaton, the president, and Robert Kovacs, the vice president, are with us this morning. They are delivering a check to the family of Lieutenant Burgess later today to help them with all necessary expenses that arise unexpectedly when an incident like this occurs from the Deputy Sheriff's Union Benevolent Fund. Yesterday, I made the announcement. I told you all that we would find the person that was responsible for this. I had faith in our detectives, in the men and women of the Harford County Sheriff's Office, and our allied partners, and that we would not leave any stone unturned until we located this suspect, or suspects. It is now a suspect. And I'm proud of the work that are by our agency members and again our allied partners to deliver on this promise in less than 24 hours. Around 10:43 last night, 10:45, I received word that the suspect in this case had been identified, positively identified, and confirmed with matching fingerprints recovered from the suspect vehicle, the Penske truck. In addition, the charges have been filed and the arrest warrant was issued. We made contact with our partners in New York State, because that's where the suspect resides, where we believe the suspect to be staying, and the U.S. Marshal Service assisted or partnering with our warrant apprehension unit here at the Sheriff's Office, began immediate surveillance and attempts to locate the suspect. Working throughout the night, the suspect was confirmed to be inside an apartment in New Rochelle, New York. And again, with the assistance of the marshals, our suspect was taken into custody this morning, shortly before 8 a.m. In that apartment with no use of force. He's been identified, his picture will be coming up on the screen. He's been identified as Juan Yahir Quiroz Manzueta. It's the best I can do with the pronunciation. He's a 21-year-old male with an address in Yonkers, New York. He has been charged with attempted second-degree murder, assault first degree, assault second degree on a law enforcement officer, and we are awaiting his extradition back to Maryland, where he will be tried by our state's attorney, Allison Healy, for this heinous act of that injured our deputy and the crimes associated with it. Additionally, today I want to walk through a little bit of yesterday, just as a review. And yesterday, about 11:25 a.m., Lieutenant Robert Burgess, assigned to our Community Policing Division, observed a Penske rental truck driving erratically and attempted to initiate a traffic stop on Calvary Road near Snake Lane, 136 near Snake Lane. It's important to note at this time, Lieutenant Burgess did not know why the driver was driving in such a dangerous manner, but obviously a manner that was going to endanger the lives of citizens and try to conduct a traffic stop. He did not know about the underlying involvement in theft. The driver failed to stop and immediately fled. While fleeing the traffic stop, he was involved in two additional crashes, one with a mail truck at 136 in Shucks, and the second one on Carson's Run at Route 22 with a passenger vehicle. He continued at a high rate of speed after that second accident. In those two accidents, there was no civilian injury. There were no injuries reported whatsoever. We're very thankful for that. But it was clear from reviewing, we have hundreds of cameras that we're reviewing, but from reviewing what we have seen so far, it's clear that he was operating this vehicle in such a manner as to pose a significant threat to human life and our community. The driver entered I-95 at about 11:45, where he continued to drive erratically in northbound and southbound lanes. Lieutenant Burgess observed the vehicle, and while he was outside his vehicle attempting to do stop sticks, he was intentionally struck by the driver of the truck. In doing this, he also, the driver, the suspect, maneuvered through traffic, striking a tractor trailer and another vehicle intentionally before hitting Lieutenant Burgess. All of these, we used the word crash, we used the word accident. These were intentional acts by a criminal attempting to elude arrest. And there will be charges on each one of these assaults. Again, to clarify any confusion, when he began the pursuit, although he began the pursuit as it wrapped around the county, Lieutenant Burgess was no longer the leading pursuing vehicle, and at one point on 95, he was out with our partners from the state police attempting to deploy stop sticks when he was struck. The vehicle continued southbound, crossing over into the northbound lanes. Once there was an opportunity, one of our deputies, recently trained in pursuit intervention techniques, or as it's commonly referred to, pit maneuvers, was able to successfully terminate the pursuit, again on the northbound lanes of 95 near the Maryland House. After a perimeter was established very quickly, our deputies approached the vehicle, and that's where we discovered he had fled. We haven't caught it on camera that we've seen yet, but somewhere along being the pit being initiated and the truck going down over the hill, he departed the vehicle and escaped on foot, was able to elude the perimeter, even though it said it was quickly established. It was at this time, after the pursuit was terminated, the truck was stopped, that deputies noticed the cooking oil setup. I think there's some confusion here on what this is. This isn't you're going into Target and walking out with a 3-gallon jug of cooking oil. This is going and illegally pumping out tanks of used cooking oil into a large container in the back of this rental truck, which again, they take it and sell it for profit. At this time, when the deputies noticed that and were able to put that up to an earlier theft that occurred at a restaurant in the city of Aberdeen. There were questions yesterday about the vehicle tires being blown out. I think I kind of missed that. I think the question was, did we shoot the tires out, or was there some kind of effort by law enforcement? No, it was the erratic driving by the suspect that blew the tires out, leaving debris along the roadway as he continued to attempt to elude efforts to arrest him. As the search progressed, a suspicious person was located walking along southbound Route 24 in the area of the southbound 95 in the area of Route 24, which is just a couple miles from where the chase concluded, where that's an area, I-95, where no pedestrian access is permitted. So all that's unusual. A deputy stopped, encountered that subject, began speaking with them. The individual appeared to have difficulty communicating with the deputy. The individual was taken to a local hospital for medical evaluation, and after being interviewed by detectives, it had been determined that most likely cause of his suspicious behavior was a medical emergency and unrelated to the search. So while not our suspect, had we not encountered this individual and called for emergency assistance, it's possible that his emergency medical condition could have worsened. So it was a fortuitous encounter, if you will. And he has got the medical attention that he needs. I'm happy to, Council President Manzueta has joined us. Sir, you want to come up? If you like. But in total, there were 5 crashes, additional crashes, in addition to Lieutenant being struck. Again, those on 95 and those before he got on the 95. No reported injuries in any of those crashes. And again, when I use the word crash, these are intentional acts by this suspect to, in an attempt to get away, to seriously injure or kill a police officer. Detectives from our CID, again under the command of Captain Andy Lane, worked diligently with our warrant apprehension unit to bring today's announcement, the announcement of an arrest. In addition, I want to offer a great deal of thanks to the Penske Truck Company, their quick cooperation, sending us the GPS locations of this truck from the time it had been rented in New York down here into Harford County and then through the pursuit was invaluable in helping us quickly identify the suspect and make this arrest. Again, I want to thank everyone for their support. I know you'll join me in keeping Lieutenant Burgess, his family, and all the men and women of all the agencies in the room here represented in your thoughts and prayers.